All right, today's show is live production for House of Worship. It's Video Guys Newsday Tuesdays at 2 p.m. We give you an overview of some of the products we sell. Today's we're going to not focus on any specific products. We're going to focus on producing videos for House of Worship. If you're a church, a temple, a synagogue, any kind of house of worship, a cathedral, streaming video is a way for you to reach more of your congregants, more of your flock, to reach your message, to spread your message to a wider audience. Maybe there's some people who are bedridden who can't come. Maybe there's some people who've expanded and moved out of town. Maybe there's some people who've gotten old or retired and moved away from where your community is, but they still want to be included in the services and see what's going on. It's a great way for houses of worship to spread their message to a larger audience, and that's what it's about. It's about reaching people and changing lives, and we get that, and we want to show you about some of the video stuff that we have that can help you do that. So when you're producing for a house of worship, there's a lot of moving parts and things that come together, and you can do it very inexpensively. You know, quite honestly, someone could put an iPhone up and record the ceremony, but we're going to go into some stuff that's a little bit better based on using, you know, real high quality HD cameras or camcorders, you know, using microphones that are professional level audio, you know, having the video encoded, mixers, switchers. We're going to talk a little bit about cabling sources. And one of the things that's very important that we understand is often as a house of worship, it's volunteers helping you out. So when you're looking at these products, if you're going to be having a mainly volunteer-based production crew, let us know that when you call us on the phone and talk to us, because we'll make sure we emphasize ease of use and put you in the stuff that's easier to use. It doesn't mean it's any worse or better. It's easier. It might not have some features that other more sophisticated products have, but the bottom line, you want that volunteer to be comfortable, be able to produce that show. And even if it's not a volunteer, maybe you just want to know that someone can back it up. If you're the guy who's doing this, you're watching this video, you're going to bring it to your house of worship. Well, we're here to help you with that, but we're also quite realistic about really what's involved in doing a live show. Number one, most important slide, I actually mixed these slides up on Eddie before the show started. Audio is crucial. I can't stress it enough. If the audio isn't good, especially in house of worship, they're not turning in to look at the pretty faces. They're turning in to hear the message. And you can't hear the message if the audio is all garbled. So you want to make sure that you have proper microphones. You want to make sure you don't have echo in the building and acoustics. You might want to have your own mixer, or what I think is real important is there's probably pretty good audio in your house of worship, your church already. See and try to make sure that if the soundboard has an output that you can plug into your video streaming solution, that's the best solution of all, because now you're going to get the same great high quality audio that the congregants are hearing while they're in the house of worship. Then the only thing that you have to be careful with is where you place your mixer and where you place your cameras, because feedback loops can be a big problem. So that goes into testing and making sure it works. But once you get your audio set, when you have great audio, your video looks that much better. How do you make your video pop? Good lighting. If your lighting's not good, oh, what did I do, Ed? If your lighting's not good, your video's not going to be good. So we have light kits from a company called iCan. We love them. They sell light kits that are complete kits. All the lights are color matched. That means you're not going to have, you look pink when this light shines on you and green on the other. They're LED-based lighting kits. They're quite affordable. They're very rugged. You can mount them on tripods or tripod stands or on walls or whatever you need. And of course, you've got to work with whoever is running the house of worship, make sure they're okay with the lights. But the lighting that's there probably wasn't set up for video. So you're probably going to need some lighting to augment what's going on. And the iCan light kits are a great, affordable way to go. We actually use the iCan lights in our studio, and they work great. All right. We talked about volunteers a little bit, so let's be honest. A multi-camera shoot is a real cool thing to have. So I'm going to turn to the other camera, and I'm going to talk about multi-camera shoots. So I have a different camera angle. Maybe your camera angles is one camera is close up on the preacher, another one's the wide shot, and then maybe you have another shot that's on some of the other pews, or maybe on the other lecterns, or maybe it's on the crowd. Whichever it is and works for you, that's cool. But one of the things that you need is that you think is, oh, if I have 3 cameras, I have to have 3 people operating them. Not so. They're robotic cameras. So we want to talk about PTZ cameras. PTZ cameras mean pan, tilt, zoom. You can control all that remotely, either through like a joystick as a separate controller, through a remote control, or with some products like a Tricaster actually integrated PTZ control from within the interface of the Tricaster. PTZ cameras save you time. We sell PTZ optics, PTZ cameras. They start at about $1,500. And those cameras now, you can mount them on a wall in the back of the church, or, oh gosh, I keep hitting buttons, I'm sorry. You can mount them somewhere, and now you can adjust them and work them as you need. Now, we use PTZ cameras, but often what we do is we'll use 3 or 4 presets for the show. So we're not actually using them remotely, but we'll go, okay, now the zoom in shot. Now here's the shot that's the wide shot, whatever we need. And it's a very cool way of saving you money because you don't have to pay someone to work the camera. Now, if it's volunteers, you're not paying volunteers, but you just need to be able to get the volunteers. But if you're in a paid situation, you can be paying people $100 or $200 a day to, work your camera. So now, by having a PTZ camera, you get to save that money, but you still get the flexibility of being able to pan, tilt, or zoom, or point that camera wherever you want it during the production. There's also something called Z-cams. Z-cams are fixed cameras that just zoom in and out. They don't pan or tilt robotically. Now, you can move them yourself to face whatever you want. And those cameras are great if you want to put one in the back of the room to get the wide shot. Or maybe you want to put one overhead to shoot down. Like, let's say you're in a situation where you're a temple and you want people to be able to read, from the Torah. You can have it be above. Or maybe you have a situation where you want it to face out to the crowd so people see the shot of the people who are in the pews watching and participating in the sermon. So a lot of cool things you can do with these cameras. We recommend the mix of cameras, maybe one live camera with a camera operator and then a PTZ or a Z camera, but they're a great way to work into your workflow, and we can help you spec that out. And in fact, we can even work with you on the dimensions of the church that you have and recommend which camera should go where. So that's what we're here to help you with on that. Next thing, let's talk about the easiest way to step up your game. And the easiest way to step up your game is an on-camera video encoder. We sell several different encoders. These are devices that I call them on-camera, but they attach directly to the camera. It could be the camera output goes straight into the encoder, and the encoder then goes straight to Facebook, YouTube, or the CDN of your choice, or 2 of them, depending on the encoder you have. We have families of encoders, and believe it or not, these encoders start as little as $299 for the Epiphan encoder, and they get up to be much more expensive, up to several $1,000s if you want more sophisticated encoders that maybe do dual encoding and recording and stuff like that. So we have several different ones, cost-effective solutions. I think you'll notice that we don't have a lot of prices in today's show. That's on purpose because we want to talk more about the technology. I'll walk you through ranges, but this isn't about telling you buy this thing. It's about letting you know as a house of worship the options that are there for you and what we think you have a chance at working best with. One of the things, a company we sell, Roland makes mixers. These are traditional mixers where you have buttons and sliders that you can work. They have the VH1 series of mixers, V1 HD, which starts at $1,000. You can put that together with an encoder and do a live camera shoot now in your house of worship. Well, for under $2,000, we have a bundle that we do with the Video Pro as an example. A Video Pro and the V1 HD mixer, you could put up to 4 cameras together with it, and now for about $1,700, you're mixing, you're on the show, you're going. You don't have graphics and other stuff, but you do have a multi-camera shoot on a budget, which is really cool. Roland also sells more elaborate mixing panels. Some of them have streaming built into them, some of them don't, but here's some of the ones they have with some of the price ranges you're talking about that. And these are your more traditional mixer panels as opposed to the computer-based streaming and mixing solutions, which we'll get to the live production solutions a little later in the show. When you're getting into encoders, there's different levels of encoders. So we work with a company called Teradek. Teradek makes a little encoder called the Video that can go on camera, or if you're in a more professional situation, they have their Cube and Bolt products, which will allow you to go from a camera to your mixer from a long distance away. So if you're in a very large mega church and you have to go several hundred feet, we can do that to bring the camera in without cables using the Bolt. We have bolts that'll go up to actually several thousand feet. And the Bond is a high-end bonded solution as well, where you can go directly to the internet from a camera. Live View, I think our last show or the show before was on the Live View. I'm not sure. The Live View Solo, it's a product we're really excited about. It uses cellular bonding. This is when you don't have a high-speed internet connection. Maybe your house of worship is a little bit in the hinterlands and you don't have good internet where you are. Or perhaps you guys like to do some stuff outside when the weather's nice and you take it outside to the church grounds and you want to still be able to stream. Well, the live view uses 2 cellular modems and allows you to get the 2 cellular modems work together to give you the highest possible quality signal, and you don't need to have internet or Wi-Fi. It works using 2 different cellular modems at the same time. I skipped something, didn't I? No, okay. Now we're going to go up to the next level of gear, which is for multi-camera shooting, and these are live production systems. We've got a bunch available for you. Live production systems are more elaborate systems that are going to require you to take some time and some effort and some training to get up to speed. Some of them are simpler than others, but they're still going to require a little bit more thought than just being a single camera point and shoot. But multi-camera, when you take your program to multi-camera, it just makes the show that much more interesting and exciting for your audience, and especially in a worship situation. You know, if you're just one camera in the back of the room on the preacher, that's going to get old pretty fast for your audience. But when you can cut away from the preacher to a close-up that's on the side, to the other people who are on the stage, to the crowd, to perhaps, you know, sometimes you can just pan around on the wide-angle shot or what have you. You know, it makes the video more interesting. So Epiphan makes a range of products. We talked about the Webcaster X2. That's the $299 on camera product. They also have products that are encoders called the AVIO, and those are really cool because let's say you want to use a laptop to do your show, and maybe on your laptop you want to put Wirecast or vMix or OBS. Now you can use the AVIO to bring in 1 or 2 cameras into that via HDMI or SDI and run your show that way. But the other product that they have is the Pearl. The Pearl is a really cool product, the Pearl 2. The Pearl 2 allows you to have multiple cameras, multiple encoding, multiple recording, and it's very easy to operate. If you see on there, you can see this little screen on there. You can use that screen to actually touch screen to decide what you want to go with when you're running the show. And it's really an easy product, and we love it, and it's great for worship. You're going to have to take a little bit of time to set it up initially for the person who's doing it. What we like about the Pearl is the talent. The person who's up there, like me, can actually run the show themselves with a little bit of pre-thinking and presets on 3 or 4 camera shots. So right now, Epiphan is offering a $500 instant rebate when you buy a Pearl 2. And there's various flavors of Pearl, but if you buy any Pearl 2, you get a $500 instant rebate, and that's pretty cool. All right, before I go to the next product, I'm going to grab a little drink. We are super excited to be carrying this next product. This is the first time we're mentioning it. It's the Sling Studio. Sling is owned by Dish Networks. They're the people who make the hopper that's inside your house. Well, now they've come out with a product that's super cool, super mobile. It's literally a multi-camera live streaming and production solution in a backpack. The Sling Studio Hub allows you to plug a camera in, plus over Wi-Fi you can bring in additional cameras hooked up to one of their converters, or you can actually bring in from your iPhone or your Android phone. Best of all, you operate the Sling Studio with an iPad. It couldn't be easier. It's super easy. You can still add titles and graphics and do special effects. You can even do instant replay starting at $9.99. The Sling is definitely something if you want something that's portable, super easy to use, and affordable. Sling is definitely something you should be considering. One of the things I got to rave about the Sling is a volunteer can learn how to use the Sling Studio in what? If it takes 15 minutes, Ed, then they probably took a little bit too much time. I mean, it's super easy to use and set up. The 15 minutes is going to include downloading the app. That's how easy it is. All right, next I want to talk about Telestream. Telestream makes Wirecast. That went a little fast. I apologize for that. Wirecast is great for houses of worship. It's an easy-to-use solution that's more intuitive. It's for if you're a younger person used to using a computer, pointing and clicking, moving stuff around, Wirecast is a great way to go. You can get the Wirecast as software alone, or you can get the Wirecast in a turnkey solution as the Wirecast Gear, starting at under $5,000, $4,995. So the Wirecast Gear is a dedicated computer that runs Wirecast that has 4 inputs. You can get up to 4 cameras in. What's really cool about it, you can use that same computer to run Adobe Premiere or Avid to edit your videos on afterwards. So Wirecast Gear, another great choice. Next, I'm going to talk about the NewTek Tricaster. The Tricaster, I'm going to say, is the top-of-the-line family of solutions that we offer. It's more sophisticated, it has more power, more performance, more features, but with that features and with that stuff comes a little bit of complexity. So if you're going to get a Tricaster, you got to be prepared that someone's going to have to sit down and learn how to use it. It'll be well worth it because the amount of features and the things you can do with a Tricaster blows away anything else on the market, but it is a product that requires a learning curve. The Tricaster Mini now includes the Advanced Edition software. It's called Tricaster Mini Advanced. That's starting at $5,995, and that product will give you 4 HDMI inputs. It will allow you with the advanced, you can have 4 HDMI inputs plus 4 NDI inputs. We're going to go into NDI a little bit later in the show. And it also allows you to get very easily to social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you like. We also have NDI bundles with the Tricaster Mini that include the Connect Spark NDI on-camera converters. That lets you take any camera, you put the Connect Spark on it via HDMI or HDMI SDI, depending on which version you get. You can go from the camera over your network or over your Wi-Fi into your Tricaster. Very cool. We also have versions available with NewTek's PTZ camera. Those bundles start at $10,495. And if you're really into this and maybe you've been doing video for a while and it's time for you to step up into the biggest and the best, well, that for us is the Tricaster Tc One. The Tc One is a state-of-the-art live production and switching product that is optimized for NDI IP workflows. It is a workhorse. It includes features like Skype, so you can bring in remote guests to your production via Skype. It includes instant replay. It includes up to 12 inputs. It's got it'll support 4K, 60p, which I don't think houses of worship are getting into yet, but it's certainly great for sports. If you guys have maybe you have a parochial CYO basketball league and you want to do those games, you can do those with maybe those going to go 4K first. But the Tc One at $14,995 is a great solution. We actually have bundles up to about $40,000, depending on what kind of additional I/O and control surfaces you want. Tc One, great product to go. It was my #1 product the last year. So now let's talk about NDI. I said I would get back to this. What NDI is NDI is a technology that's based on IP workflows that NewTek unleashed on the world a couple of years ago. As you know, the way we hook products up today is typically through an HDMI cable or an SDI cable. Well, NDI revolutionizes that because with NDI, we get to use a network cable, a standard GigE network cable, which just about every house of worship, every school has more than enough network jacks in it and probably is blanketed in a pretty decent Wi-Fi as well. Well, with NDI, now you can communicate that the NDI lets you send video over your standard Ethernet connections, your GigE network, to your Tricaster to any NDI available switcher. And even better than that, it gets signals back. So if you have a PTZ camera that's NDI enabled, you can control it over the same network cable. You also get power over Ethernet. So that means a PTZ camera can be powered by the internet. You can communicate the video down from the PTZ camera to the Tricaster, and also the Tricaster can control the PTZ camera all from a single cable. NDI allows a whole level of interoperability between a lot of programs. Tricaster's NDI, so is Wirecast, so is vMix. There are a lot of different NDI accessories and software coming out now. NDI is a technology that if you're really getting into house of worship video production and you're looking to move your game up to the next level, NDI is definitely a way to get there faster, easier, and more affordable. All right, the last part of the show I want to talk about is something that's a question that our worship customers always ask us about, and that's, how do I can stream this stuff, but where do I stream it to? How do I stream it? Well, the first two easy answers are YouTube Live and Facebook Live. But we understand that you may not want your worship ceremony to go out to the general public where anyone can see it. Well, there are several church-based, worship-based CDNs, content delivery networks, that you can sign up for. And in fact, we just posted a blog article on our website today. So if you go to the Video Guys blog, you can see it on the top 5 or 6 different CDNs for worship. But the base technology that all the products we sell is called RTMP. And as long as your CDN accepts RTMP, any of the products we showed you today will work and allow you to stream to it. If your CDN uses other protocols, it's not the end of the world. We probably do support it. It just might be a little trickier to set up. But we just want to let you know that whether you want to go to broad, everyone can see it, or specific worship-based CDNs, they're out there. We can help guide you. You can look around the area you're on. And in fact, You pick what's right for you. And you can have people log in through Facebook or YouTube Live, or you can actually embed the stream into your main landing page of your house of worship, or you can send an email out that the only way people can watch the stream is to click on a link on the email. That's really, all these capabilities are there. So I don't want you to have to worry about who's going to watch your video and what's going to be on the video. You can control that based on the CDNs you choose. All right. Getting to the end of the show, I know I covered a whole lot of stuff this show, and I apologize if I went a little fast, but I try to keep these shows to 15 minutes, and I know I went over today. But let's talk about some of the things about Video Guys. We're live people who can help you. We'll work within your budget and your needs, and most of all, there's tons of great info on the Videoguys.com website. Go there. We've got user stories. We've got white papers. We've got videos. Go to our YouTube page on our YouTube page. YouTube. Go to YouTube. Go to Video Guys and subscribe to our site because we've got a ton of great videos that we post. The videos we produce ourselves. We also post videos that we find from our vendors about the products we use, or videos that have to do with good stories about how to use the gear we use. So, once again, if you're in the house of worship, give us a call, Video Guys, 800-323-2325. We've got live people who are here to help you learn about the products that we sell and also put you in the right array of products that'll give you the best possible solution for your house of worship. So that's Video Guys. We've got Ed, we've got Courtney, we've got Britt, we got me, we got Jim. We've got people on the phones who can help you. It's live people. We're here to help you. We understand how important this is to you. It's important to us as well. We want to make your house of worship streaming be as successful as possible. We want it to be within your budget, and we want it to help you have something that can grow as your budget grows over time. So maybe you start with one of the smaller solutions, and then you grow up to something bigger, and maybe 3-4 years from now you're in a Tricaster or something else. It's up to you where you want to go with it, but video is here, and it is a great way for you to tell your message. So video for house of worship is here today. It's affordable, it's doable, it's easier than it looks, and you got the right guys. Videoguys.com are here to help you out. So I thank you for watching today's tutorials, today's webinar. Oh, wait, I forgot. Let's talk about the schedule. I forgot. Sorry about that. We have a schedule. We let you know what's coming up in the future sessions. So we're going to have video encoders next week. On the 6th, we're going to be doing the Sling Studio unboxing tip how-to. We're going to have it set up. I think we're even going to do that show from the Sling Studio because we like pushing our luck a little bit. We're going to do audio for live production after that. You remember in the beginning of the show, I talked about how important audio is to your video. And then towards the 20th, we're going to do PTZ cameras for live video production. We might get Paul from PTZ Optics back here, or we might bring him in through Skype, but we're going to try to involve him on that. So this is Gary from Videoguys.com. Tuesday Newsday, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Tune in, watch our show live. It'll be posted on our YouTube page. You can watch it on Facebook. It'll be pasted. We'll be blog posting it later in the day as well. This is Gary from Video Guys. Thank you and God bless. Peace.
Video Guys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.